everyone, and welcome to the Michael and Jojo show. It's Thursday night, and what do you know? We are back for some more fun. I'm here with my handsome co-host, Michael. How are you?
I'm very well. Happy Global Pride 2020, my sweetheart. I've missed
Happy
you.
Global Pride. I've missed you too. And I'm so excited for tonight's show. We've got an amazing lineup. We've got some wonderful guests. But before we bring on any of our guests, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land of where we all gather across the world and across the country and pay respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander nations. And
And
obviously, yeah, yes.
we come to you live every Thursday night on OVO Play and also on InView TV and the Michael and Jojo page on Facebook. So
Absolutely. And guys, look, if you're watching and you're going to tune in for the next half hour, let your tribe know that you're watching us. Share this live stream with your friends. Create a little watch party. Just help us reach a wider audience. We've got two amazing guests on tonight, and I think they're two really powerful people, I guess, within our own community, within the LGBTQI plus community, who I can't wait to acknowledge. So yeah, we've got a beautiful, beautiful show. So, but Michael, before we bring them on, how have you been anyways? How was your week? What's been happening in Michael's world?
fantastic. Really, really well. I've just been I'm looking forward to Global Pride, being part of the Pride Sydney Global Pride launch let's just say at Stonewall Hotel. So it's a big
Yes.
honour, and that's happening this Saturday night. So yeah, that'll be fantastic. I'm so excited and so honoured to be at Stonewall Hotel filming for something very special with the leaders of our community. So grateful. And I know you
Fantastic.
can't be there, but you're there with me in spirit, and I will definitely talk about you too, sweetheart.
Oh, you better.
Absolutely. But we've got a couple of huge leaders of our community, our rainbow community, and one of them is a drag legend who's Candy Box. She's a Hall of Fame, Diva Hall of Fame inductee. She's done everything. So I'm grateful to have her on the show as our second guest. And you've got someone very, very special, I believe.
Yeah, so our first guest will be the fabulous, uh, well, God, Ella Ganza, who I just absolutely love. She's a self-proclaimed chameleon. She's worn many, many, many hats. She was the first trans woman of color to work for a major airline. She was a founder of the Runaway dance crew. They went on and represented Australia in America for R&B, well, no, for hip-hop dancing. And wow, she's the founder of the Runway movement. She's just an all-round legend. So we'll have her on first. But look, before we do bring her on, I think we should always check on the main man, make sure he's there. See how
The
Bruce is
boss.
going. We can quickly catch up with him. Yeah, where is Bruce?
How are you?
Hello, boy.
We're fabulous, my darling. How are
That's
You
you?
look so
I'm good. I'm
colourful.
good. Something I wanted to announce tonight. As you know, InView TV is a very all-inclusive show. There's been one group that we probably haven't catered for as well as we should, and that's the hearing impaired. So starting off next week, we're going to have live captions on our shows. So that's going to be really good for the hearing impaired. And I did actually read a stat that about 80% of people on Facebook watch videos with the sound turned off.
Yes.
So they'll be able to watch you talk as well as listen to you talk if they got the volume on, or they can just turn the volume down and watch the words come across the screen. So that's exciting for us. Looking forward to that.
That is wonderful news. I'm really excited, and that, obviously makes us even more inclusive. So great news. That's awesome, Bruce. Can't wait. So as of next week, we'll be able to have our hearing impaired community join in and be able to listen in, I guess.
Now we might need to change things around a little bit. We still don't have Ella, so we might need to switch our guests around.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, we can do
Bring them
that.
on.
Bring them on.
Yes,
All right.
let's
Bring them on.
Okay, I'll get out of your way, and we'll bring them on.
Thank you, Bruce.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, oh my goodness, your hair is phenomenal.
Oh, I washed it. I couldn't do a thing with it. Now I know you work with my wonderful friend Carlotta on Studio 10.
I love her. I love her. I want her to adopt me. She's become a bit of a surrogate mum to me, actually.
Okay.
All right.
I think people would love that, actually.
We could reverse roles.
Yeah. I'm a bit versatile with my... Yeah. Sorry.
You're versatile.
No.
Versatile.
Cut. This is not appropriate.
God. Now, are you excited?
I love this event. It's so fabulous.
My God.
Now, I hear you're up for an award. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah, my law firm's up for an award tonight in the business category. Tonight is a really important night. We need to do these things where we get together and look after each other.
And I see you're wearing your Yes t-shirt?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you're doing the carpet?
Am I doing the carpet?
You're doing the carpet.
I am.
Is there any carpet?
I am doing the carpet. Not yet, but I'm waiting for everyone to come up the carpet.
I'm up for a media award.
You're up for a media award.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And our soccer club, the Flying Bats, are also up for an award. So
you could take away 2 goals. You're bigger than Rihanna. Last year I was up for an award, and when you don't get one, you end up on the red carpet hosting.
Well, it's like a consolation prize, isn't it?
Exactly. So maybe if your hosting is really bad, you're going to end up there next year.
That's...
No, I don't mean that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stonewall. Happy birthday to you.
Welcome,
There you go.
Hi.
Just join us.
Wow. Hi, guys. Sorry, Candy's having a bad hair day, so I had to come instead. Yeah.
Oh, darling, I understand.
I mean, watching that back, Glenn Hansen, you are the Glenn Hansen who's Candy Box. Watching that back, what a stellar career you have had. I mean, 25 years, first and foremost. Congratulations on a stellar career. Amazing.
Thank you. And you've got a wine, but I've got no drink even after 25 years.
I've got it too.
Oh, Jojo's got a coffee by the looks, yeah.
It's too cold.
It's so nice
Yeah,
to
watching
see you.
that
Thanks
back-
for having me.
Watching that back, how did you feel? I mean, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, it's always nice to see. I mean, that was the Honour Award year before last on the red carpet. And you always get to meet the wonderful people of the community that do such great work. So it's an honour to be hosting them on the red carpet, ready to see if they're winning awards. Yeah, it's always fun, and it's nice to see old footage.
I don't think you'd have more fun hosting. And I can imagine, anyways, you would make the most of it on that red carpet. But you've had an astonishing career. You've achieved so much. From being a part of the Sydney Olympic Games, the closing ceremony, Mardi Gras performances, Lee's Ball, which I love. I'm a bit of a
I miss
myself.
Lee's Ball. Yeah.
But more recently, you've been part Global Pride, and obviously, Pride Month, and I guess what's been actually the highlight of your career and all that you've done.
There's been lots of highlights. I mean, you can't forget things like the Olympic Games when it was here in Sydney, and the amazing energy it created, and going to the world, a group of drag queens had a closing ceremony. Was pretty spectacular that Sydney was known for its amazing drag, and that they would include that along Kylie Minogue and Nikki Webster flying and all those different things. So that was amazing that Priscilla, the movie, had made such an impact around the world that we thought that the drag community needed to be celebrated at the Olympic Games. So that was definitely a highlight. The Diva Awards, winning awards, is always a highlight. But more so, performing in the clubs and performing for the people was, one of the things that you hold dearest, because that's the people that are of your community, and that you want to, you're not only a performer, you're also, teach people, whether it be about safe sex or whatever. The drag queens are the voices of our community as well. So that's why it's always been so inclusive in the gay scene. The drag queens have been so important when it comes to any political movements, the Yes campaigns, everything like that. So, it's great to be a drag queen.
Yeah, I have to say, you're one of the most respected drag queens on the scene.
Thank
With all
you.
with all due respect to all the other drag queens, but you're definitely one of the most respected. Also, you are the Diva Hall of Fame inductee. I mean, doesn't get much bigger than that
Yeah.
as an accolade. Congratulations.
I know, that's when you know you're getting old.
Almost
I don't-
fabulous.
Yeah, it's like the last award you're going to get. No, I shouldn't say that.
No.
It's fantastic.
No, I mean, yeah. What's been your favorite accolade? I mean, you've won so many accolades. I mean, obviously, the Hall of Fame would have been one of the good
yeah,
ones.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
what's your
that was
favorite?
very special. Probably I've got some here. I use them as paperweights.
Yes!
So this is a Diva. This was my first award. This is for Bitch of the Year, believe it or not. So that was a Diva award for Bitch of the Year, which doesn't really mean you're nasty. It actually means that you're good on a mic. So yeah, I now use them as paperweights, and that's a Queen of Hearts. That's a goody one. So you win Bitch one year and Queen of Hearts the next. But yeah,
Wow.
the Diva is amazing. It represents the industry, and it's always great to be acknowledged by your peers and to feel fabulous for what you do. So
Wonderful.
yes.
Well, you've worked on with Stonewall Hotel for 22 years, I guess. Firstly as a performer, and then you became their marketing and promotions manager since 2004. So I mean,
Yeah.
how's that all going? I think maybe from 2004 to even now, the changes that you've seen and how much, I guess, and how far we've come within that period of
Yeah,
time.
I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, and all of that came about through being Candy Box, the performer, first working there as a performer and then moving on to now that I put on the entertainment and I hired the drag queens and the DJs and things like that. So it sort of comes together, that's what it's all about. And still having the passion for the clubs and passion for Stonewall. So, yeah, that's very important to me. And, it's hard when you get to times like this because we're obviously coming up to what would be our 23rd birthday in July. And because of COVID-19, it's just so weird to see Stonewall the way it is at the moment and only having very few people in and have the big shows. And so it's a big change at the moment. And it's something we've got to, we'll all work through. And the main thing is to keep everyone safe and hopefully we come out the other end bigger and better. So that's my main aim is to keep marketing and hopefully keep a job and keep drag and entertainment and DJs and music and everything alive in the clubs. So that's my aim for the next 5 years.
Well, also, congratulations, Glenn, on a successful Sydney Pride love stream. I mean,
thank you.
Thank you for coordinating that on behalf of the community. How are you feeling about the success?
Yeah, I mean, again, that was a different experience this year because I'm used to it happening all around Sydney, and the launch normally happens at Stonewall Hotel. So this year it's been like the launch also went live stream. So instead of going to the 200 people in the bar watching the launch, it's gone to 13,000 people. So I think that's the great thing about all this is that it's getting to more people by doing it online, and it's showing us different ways and making us more tech savvy of how we can reach a broader audience.
That's fantastic, and I guess it's great. Goes to show the versatility that you guys have, which is so important for nowadays. And we are in a digital revolution, so I guess if anything, it's pushed businesses to be a little bit more, I guess, versatile and creative, and really launch their online business, which is so important. But I'm just keeping an eye on time.
Yeah.
But before we do go, I really want to, I guess, being a diva and a now drag queen, what would you say to aspiring drag queens out there who are entering the scene, trying to find their mark? What advice would you give to them starting off?
Oh, just enjoy yourself, do things like Polly's Follies, learn your skills, go to Slay for Pay, talk to other drag queens. Everyone's there to help. I mean, drag's become so acceptable even in mainstream now. There's a drag queen in every pub, whether it's straight or gay. So there's room for everyone now. So, be confident in yourself. Don't feel afraid. Get out there and do it. And enjoy doing it. Yeah.
And Glenn, before we let you go, I mean, let's talk about
Yes.
Global Pride 2020 at Stonewall.
Very
This Saturday.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
so
happening?
we're doing the Stonewall Live special, which is something that we've started through, COVID as well, live streaming from Stonewall. So we did 10 episodes of that. But the exciting thing this Saturday is that Global Pride's happening all around the world for 24 hours. But we are doing a live from Stonewall special from 8 to 10 o'clock online as well. But also tune into the Global Pride, which starts about 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. It goes to New Zealand first. I think Australia's on between about 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. And you'll also see some Stonewall in there with that. And, obviously Olivia Newton-John, Courtney Act, and all those will be involved. But with Stonewall Live here, we've got lots of great guests too. Samantha Jade, you're coming along, Kate Munro, Shauna Jensen, Greg Gould, Reese Bowbridge, Tim and Rod from The Amazing Race. There's also Jake Gablonsky, he's also co-hosting this week. Who else? Maddie Webb. Lots of amazing people. Also my favorite, Lily Tomlin. The fabulous Lily Tomlin's on the show from Frankie and Grace and 9 to 5.
Fabulous.
So, and she's amazing. I met her when she was out here from Mardi Gras back in 2009, and she's a real treasure. She's fantastic. So tune in.
Wonderful.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm very, very jealous. Obviously, I have FOMO already. I can imagine it's going to be a wonderful night. But look, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, Glenn, aka Miss Candy Box. Wish you all the best for this weekend, and cannot wait to see what the future holds for you, and hopefully bring you back on the show again soon.
Definitely, and we'll catch up at Stonewall soon when we don't have to social distance as much.
Definitely.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. You're
so
such
much.
a legend.
Thank you so much, Dylan.
I love you.
What a legend.
Isn't it beautiful? What a beautiful soul. I love him, love him, love him. I mean, there's so much for that community. Absolutely amazing. I love him.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Glenn, aka Candy Box, for coming on. But moving right along, because we're keeping an eye on my time. But we have got the fabulous Ella Ganza coming up next. Ella is an amazing leader within our LGBTQI plus community. She was a powerful trans woman who was the first trans woman of color to work for a major airline. She once is the founder of the Runaway movement, and she's here to join us on. So let's bring on Ella.
I'm a big girl now. This my pussy, I can do what I want. I'm a big girl now. This my pussy, I can do what I want. I'm a big girl now. This my pussy, I can do what I want. I'm a big girl now. I'm a big girl.
Hello. Welcome, beautiful. How are you?
Wow.
Thank you for coming on.
Such an honor to meet you, Ella Ganza. What an amazing woman you are. Just wanted to say that.
Having me.
Oh, thank you
Absolute
for coming
honor.
on. I know you're a busy woman. I know you've got lots of projects that you're working on. But you know what? I really want to acknowledge you. We recently connected through an event, and you were one of my guest speakers. And I must say that, no one left with their eyes dry. Everyone was so touched by your story. You're such a leader for our community, and a huge role model, especially for the trans community. So I want to honor you for that, Ella. So thank you for being the amazing human person that you are. So for those who don't know you, I guess let's go back a little bit, darling, and I would love for you maybe to share with our audience, a little bit about yourself, and I guess what has driven you and motivated you, I guess, throughout your journey to be the fabulous person that you are and continue to be a leader within the community.
Absolutely. So my name is Ella. I go by Ella Ganza. I am a trans
women of color. Basically, is pretty much activating space for queer color so that we're able to navigate through life, helping each other, all the things I guess we're not really equipped with or taught with in life. So, being from a marginalized community, I mean, it's to be queer, but to be a person of color and having to deal with both of those, backgrounds is so I wanted to create a space and a family and a network for everyone so that we're able to navigate through these struggles, problems together and hopefully come out triumphant.
Wow.
What an inspiring. I mean, can I first and foremost, what's your background? What's your background? Because it's so inspiring to be a leader in such a, and to be true to who you are, especially as a trans woman. Yeah, where you come from? For those that don't know who you are,
Samoan.
Samoan.
Yes.
God, what a beautiful culture.
Maori.
He's Maori, darling.
Wow. I mean, so inspiring. And what's your background? I mean, how's family? Is it? Do they come from? Are they from a Christian faith, or do they? I mean, to be who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely raised in the church. My family, I come from a very faithful upbringing, but I'm very fortunate to have supporting. My mother, first and foremost, has always been my number one supporter in terms of, letting me live authentically. And I've also have very supportive siblings. All of my sisters have been, but encouraging. So I'm very blessed in that aspect to be able to be freely loved. And I come from just a beautiful family of love.
That's what I wanted to get out. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Jojo.
Yeah. And I would love for you, I know you're the founder of the Runaway movement. So can you let people know a little bit more about the Runaway movement, and also want to talk about, your role with the House of Alexander and what that is all about. So I'm trying to get as much in within the short time that we have. So where did the Runaway movement come from, and how did that come about?
Alrighty, so I'm trying to be as possible. I started a dance crew back in 2010. We were an all LGBT dance crew. Back then, we were all either identifying as gay or trans, and we were all people of color, so queer POCs. When we entered, we were teased, we were bullied, but we kept going, and we ended up winning the national title and represented Australia at Vegas Hip Hop International. And 10 years down the track, previously I was living in Sydney for 5 years, so I wanted to move back home to Brisbane to really start a family, because I knew that there was a lack of representation in our queer community, especially pertaining to our people of color. Just no matter where you went in the gay scene or in the gay nightlife, there was just nothing for my people. So I wanted to come back home and really create a space and activate just a place for us so that we're able to coexist in these spaces as rightfully so. So I started a group called a movement, and I called it Runaway because I wanted it to pay tribute and pay legacy to what we stood for 10 years ago. And that was breaking the stereotypes of what we're stereotyped out to be, as one, as queer people, and two, as people of color. When people see queer people, they tell us that we only belong in the hair salons or in beauty. And as people of color, they expect us to say out in Woodridge. If you're from Brisbane, or if you're from Sydney, they expect you to be from Mount Druitt. So it's really breaking those stereotypes, and that's basically what Runaway Movement stands for, and that's what we aim to do, and that's what we're continuing to do. That is our foundation.
Wow, you're so inspiring. That is wonderful. I love it. Absolutely love it.
And what advice would you give to those growing up as trans in the community that are struggling at the moment?
Well, my advice to younger trans people, or to anyone that is coming into terms with their transition and their authentic self, is to take their time, and not to idolize, um, not to idolize where your goal is. Like, if that makes sense, is to know that time is precious, and that you need to surround yourself with people that are going to build you up, and just know that your happiness comes first. And as long as you stay true to who you are, I'm telling you now, each step is going to be better. It's going to be hard, but just know that, if you listen to that voice within, you're literally on the path to the most happiest person you will ever be. You can count on me when I say that you're going to a better tomorrow by taking that step forward.
Oh, John, you got me bloody crying.
I'm about to cry. Thank you for sharing that.
That's such powerful and inspiring words. Thank you so much. And I guess, Ella, what's next for you? What are you focusing on now?
There's a lot. I've just recently started up a YouTube channel because I just really wanted to create an online presence as well that's really just about, I think there's a lot of conversations that need to be had, especially pertaining to, as of timely relevant with Black Lives Matter. So I think now is the right time for marginalized communities to speak out and to speak up, and it's now our time to, our time to speak, and our time to be heard, and our time to be seen. So it's just a lot. I've got a lot going on, and gigs are all starting to pop back up slowly but surely. Also got the privilege of hosting the Queen's Ball here in Brisbane, which is one of the longest queer events in the world. So just going down the bucket list. You know how it is.
Oh, that's amazing, darling. I'm so proud of you, and it's always an absolute honor. You've got to, make me cry, as you always do. You always do. And I'm trying to smudge my makeup and have panda eyes.
But while you're crying, can I just say, you can move, baby. You can move. I was watching those moves, darling.
She's a girl with moves.
She's,
pretty good for a bit.
Well, you've been probably dancing since you started walking, haven't you?
Wow.
Oh, darling.
I was dancing.
Well, how can people get in contact with you? What are your social accounts? Share them here so we can, if people want to connect with you, and I'll also share it on our Facebook page as well.
Yep, easy. It's all at Ella Ganza. So ELLA, my name, and Ganza, GANZA.
Oh, beautiful.
What an honor.
It's an absolute honor, my darling, to have you on time. Unfortunately, that's us for tonight. But I just want to acknowledge you, darling. Thank you so much. And, thank you for all that you continue to do for the community. It's really amazing to see, and it's been an absolute honor having you on. I wish you all the best, girl. I love you. And happy Pride. Global Pride to everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Love you.
Happy Global Pride.
Right, darling.
Well,
wow.
There we go.
What a beautiful
Another
show.
end of the show. Look, happy Global Pride to you too, baby.
My flag. Happy Global Pride, everyone. Be safe. We'll see you all again next week.
And thank you, Candy Box, and thank you, Ella Ganza, for joining us. Two amazing leaders of our community. And thank you, Jojo. Thank you, Bruce Mott. And thank you for watching. See you next week.
I love you guys.
Love you, Jojo. Bye.